get started. Hi, and welcome to the Solar Tech Talk podcast from BayWa RE. At BayWa RE, we're a leading solar distributor here in the US. Today, we'll be discussing how we support our customers beyond just selling products. To kick things off, we'll start with a quick introduction. I'm your host, Kayla Fletcher. I am the Marketing Communications Coordinator here at BayWa RE. And joining me today is Travis Walker, our Director of Business Development. Travis, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, doing really good.
That's great. Thank you. So, to start us off, from your perspective, how does BayWa RE think about supporting customers beyond just selling product?
BayWa does a really great job of trying to make sure that we are a trusted advisor for our installer partners. So, not just simply to your point, buying products, but being able to give advice on the on the industry, also being able to provide services like financing options or direct pay options, also expert services to help with commercial designs and advice on projects. We're working on C&I services, which helps um, from lead to PTO and all the services that come in the middle of that when it comes to commercial customers. So building out that support stack. So we have quite a few different ways of supporting our installers today. And also, as we've started to work with companies who are doing safe harbor, we do have quite a bit of services in place for those types of opportunities as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Our next question is, what would you say makes our approach to holding and managing customer product different from other distributors?
So if you think this landscape today is really, really interesting, and I just got back from Intersolar, and it was really interesting to see how many installers were really confused about what was going on in this new landscape in 2026 since 25D went away, and most people trying to maximize 48E through TPO programs. Some people were very, very comfortable with TPOs. They've done a ton of business there. Some of them were kind of like, hey, even though I've done TPO in the past, it's a totally different landscape with short inventory or safe harbored inventory. And so what BayWa has done is come in and said, okay, how can we work with these programs to create a really customer centric, installer first approach to all of these programs? So one of the things that's really unique about BayWa that might be different than some other folks in the space is the fact that our inventory is managed centrally and then distributed locally. And so what that allows for, whether you're a financier or an installer trying to figure out how do I navigate this program with the right partner, BayWa has built systems that really track everything from a central location and allow for the experience to be replicatable at the local spots versus maybe depending on a specific local entity that it's its own profit center or own individual location who may have different processes and intricacies as it compares to maybe someone in another state from that same company. So for us, we really do take that approach, and we've really built, in my opinion, the best, and maybe I'm a little biased, but the best safe harbor tracking systems and bring your own product. We call it BYOP, right? Bring your own product, and we can kind of store it, do the logistics, and kit it with other material that you'd be buying from us. So we can really create any type of experience that our customers are looking for in this day and age. You want to buy it yourself? Send it to us. We can store it, track it, provide you with all the right information, and kit it and send it out. Or if you need us to be the person that procures it for you and includes it with the rest of your products and any level in between. So really interesting program and one of the best in the industry today.
Well, definitely. Yeah, it makes us a huge differentiator from other distributors here in the US. And that's a good segue to our next question, which is, in what kinds of situations might a customer need us to hold product for them before it's ready to ship?
Yeah, so think if a customer is doing a safe harbor on behalf of maybe a commercial entity that they're working with, and so they need that product secured, held for tax purposes, or actually some people need it held for just, hey, I don't want this inventory to be gone, right? I need it because there's just a shortage of inventory. We can kind of hold that inventory for you, keep track of it, and for a small fee, store it and do all of the logistics work. So really taking that off of your plate. Look, a lot of people have said, "Hey, I'm going to go buy this product and I'm going to get a warehouse and I'm going to do the logistics and blah 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 blah," and then they realize, "Wow, that's why distribution exists. This is not very easy, right?" And so there's a lot of great distribution companies in the solar space. And so for us, we're able to kind of take our knowledge, our customer first, our installer first approach, and bring that to this kind of new landscape that has really become a little bit more popular since the 2025 changes in 2026 legislation.
Yes, definitely, definitely. That was great. We know project timelines don't always go exactly as planned. So how does the ability to hold product help customers stay on track when projects are delayed or even when
Yeah.
timelines shift?
So the good news is you don't have to renegotiate any contracts because you went out and did all this stuff on your own. We will present you with all the timelines and we'll say, hey, here's your charge if you go past that timeline. So coming into the project, you'll know exactly what your charge for storage, what your logistics fees are. And a lot of times those don't change. They're just part of the term. So if you need it a month from when you thought, no problem. It's the same cost as if you would have taken it then. But you'll know what your extra storage charges are. And the good news is this is what we do. We warehouse equipment, we track equipment, we hold equipment. That is what BayWa does. And so it's easier for an installer to go, I thought I was going to take that in March, but I actually need to take it in May. No problem. We would just charge a storage fee for that time period or whatever is a part of the contract. Some contracts don't require a storage fee. We just keep it that extra month. And bingo, bango, you take it when you have to. And so that stress is really off of the shoulders of our installers and our other partners, our financier partners, that that equipment's going to be sitting there and it's going to be easy to deliver.
It's wonderful. It's good to hear too. So,
Yeah.
what kind of peace of mind does it give customers knowing their equipment is secured and accounted for, even if it's not immediately deployed?
I think so. One of the things I've heard from installers is that tracking equipment is just a pain in the neck, right? You gotta know where to store it. You gotta keep track of it when it comes out. And like I said, that's kind of what BayWa does. So it's just really just a part of our systems, and we had to change a couple of things to switch between do we own the product or does the customer own the product? But it's really just a really simple change for us, where for customers, what I've heard is it creates a lot of churn and they have to hire people that they or repurpose individuals into roles or take on roles that they're just not used to doing and don't have the equipment to do. So for us, really, really easy for us.
It's wonderful. It's good to hear
Yeah.
too. So my next question is, how does this approach help customers manage risk during uncertain or changing market conditions?
Yeah. So, if you think about it, if I'm not in charge of tracking all of the information myself, but I give it to an expert to do, and this is what they do, and they report back to me on a regular basis, I'm gonna have to pay a little bit more money for that. But their systems are built to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. That's BayWa. Where our systems are built so that it's easier for you to go take whatever tax incentives that you need to take by recording all of the proper information and delivering it into a way however you need that information delivered, whether you need it per transaction, whether you need it once a week, whether you need it once a month. however you need that information, we have the ability to cut and splice that information, which allows you to go maximize your tax benefits in those ways. You're not worried about, oh man, I don't know where did I track that piece or who has that information. You don't have to worry about that at all. BayWa kind of takes care of it. So it really takes a lot of stress off the shoulder of our customers who've taken advantage of this. It's really easy, just a push of a button or a call to your BayWa rep, and you get all the information that you need.
It's wonderful. So on to our last question. Can you share an example of how holding product has helped a customer navigate a challenging project timeline?
Yeah, so we have I can't really share names, right? But we did have a customer that safe harbored and had us hold product for them. So they had product that we held that it wasn't safe harbored, some of it that was safe harbored, and their timelines were over the next 3 to 4 months, broken into 20 to 25 various projects. So for them, had we sent them the inventory that was not safe harbored and sent them the safe harbored equipment, they would have had to find unique ways to track that when that information was sent out. And if there were any crossing of that, they would have to be able to track what was crossed and what was not. For us, what we were able to do is kit the right equipment with the right stuff and give them the appropriate serial numbers and tracking numbers that they needed. And they reported back this was the easiest process, and we made it simple. They actually they do have their own warehousing capabilities, and they were like, man, it made it so much easier for us to not have to do that. We didn't have to hire anyone, we didn't have to install new systems. You guys gave us all that information, and you made sure it went to the right place at the right time. And so I think that's a really cool example of how we can take inventory in a bunch of different ways, put it together if need be, and make sure that it arrives in the right place at the right time and tracked appropriately.
Definitely. Wow. And I'm sure that gives customers too a peace of mind and just
Of
takes, like
course.
you said, a lift off their shoulders. So that's great.
Yeah, it's really important. And I think one of the things that we want people to know is BayWa is here to support you through all of the changes to solar in 2026. And we see some installers who've really taken off and not missed a beat. And they're some of the installers that just reach out to us and go, hey, what's going on? Talk to me about what's going on. What kind of services do you have? And we walk them through all the various services that we can to support them to be integrated into their businesses so that we almost become another employee or another group of employees to their own business. They don't have to spend all of the money and the resources and hiring and all of those different things. Let BayWa be your employee, your distribution partner, and kind of help you through all of the challenges that come up in 2026.
Definitely. That's wonderful. That's great. Well, Travis, I can't thank you enough for sharing your insights and knowledge with us today in this super jam-packed session. This was so great. I definitely learned a lot from just speaking with you. So I'm sure our listeners have also learned a lot as well. And speaking of our listeners, thank you to everyone for tuning in. This has been the Solar Tech Talk podcast from BayWa RE. We appreciate you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye.